Good morning, grade 4s. This is Mrs. Liesel. Today we're going to do the lesson More About Me on page 76 in your departmental book. You will find that it is a mind map on page 76, which you have to complete in grey pencil. I'm going to do it on my whiteboard, so it's a little bit easier to follow. If you look at the instructions, you will see that they say describe the place where you live. Fill the details in on the mind map. Now, if you have a look at the first bubble, they ask you languages I speak. Now, the languages that we speak, first one is Afrikaans. Then I would hope everybody can write English as well. Some of you might have a third language that you speak at home. Just remember, if you write down a third language that you speak must be a language that you can have a conversation in. Then if we go to the next bubble, it's the type of weather. Type of weather in Bloemfontein. If we think about that, we can say that we have hot summers and cold winters. If you have any extra information that you would like to add, you are more than welcome to do that. Then, if we go to the province, you guys know by now that we have different provinces in South Africa, and Bloemfontein is in the Free State. Then if we can jump to the bubble on the left, the capital of my province, we in Bloemfontein are super lucky because we actually live in the capital of our province, which is Bloemfontein. Right, then if we jump to the right again, my school. Here, I would suggest writing down the name of your school. I'm not going to write it for you. This one I think you can do on your own. Then, I would suggest writing extra information about your school as well. So you can really brag about your school with your friend. Okay, then if we go to the favorite sports teams, remember, we are all individuals, so we differ. Some of us like rugby, some of us don't. So our favorite sports teams will not be the same. You can have different sports teams like the Lions, for instance, or you can choose the Cheetahs or the Springboks. Or if you like netball, you can have a different sports team. If you don't like sports, I would suggest that you say that you don't really like watching sports, but you can tell me there or your friend what you really like watching. Then if we go to the second last bubble, the favorite foods. Here, once again, it's your own preference, which means what you like. I think in this lockdown period, we might be missing our favorite fast food restaurants. So in this case, I'm going to write down pizza. Remember, here you can write down more than one, and you can also write down your own answer. Then the last bubble asks about animal life. The animal life in South Africa is very interesting. We have the big five in South Africa, but unfortunately in the Free State in Bloemfontein, we don't have something like the Kruger National Park like they do in Mpumalanga. So we can't say we have the big five. So you can maybe think of a place like Imoya or Cheetah Experience when you talk about the animal life. You can also talk about the pets you have, or maybe places you visited in or around Bloemfontein. So, for the animal life, you will write down your own answer. This will also happen at the favorite sports teams as well as the favorite foods. I hope you understood everything for the mind map. Remember, this is your own information. You add what you think is the best answer for favorite foods or animal life or favorite sports teams. There's some places like the province or capital of my province where there can only be one answer, but the rest is up to you. You're going to use this information to complete your rough work for the letter. So, in the next video, I'm going to talk about that rough work. So keep this information to do your rough work. Good day, grade 4s.